Hello, everyone. It's exciting to be back on the Honeytreat Trade Academy podcast show. And I dare say today's edition is a special one, and that's because we will be talking about women. And why not? Welcome to the program. My name is Patience, and it's always exciting to be here. So, every 8th of March, every year, it's a day set aside for women, and of course, it's called the International Women's Day. And this commemoration has been going on since 1914. I mean, that's how long it's been. The right groups across the world have been championing causes to make life better and easier for women. All right, so it's essentially, to make sure that women are not left behind, and also to forge gender equality for women. I know we can never really be equal to the men, but at least let there be equity, if I must say so. And I'm glad to say that so far a lot of successes in that regard has been recorded. For instance, a lot of rights that women were denied in the past are now a given. Let's talk about quickly maybe like 5 of those kind of rights. One is the right to live safe and free from violence, from slavery, and even discrimination as a woman. Another right is the right to education. Of course, we know some traditions and cultures don't actually see the girl child needing education, but all of that is beginning to shift. Also is the right to own property. As a woman, also we have to talk about the right to participate in political systems. All right, women can now vote in many countries across the world, and also the right, for women to also earn equal and fair wages with the men. All right, and all of this, is so encouraging. So this year, in commemoration of the 2026 edition of the International Women's Day. So this year, the theme for the commemoration of the International Women's Day is Give to Gain. All right. So it's more like a call for everyone to come together and give abundantly of whatever you can give, to make a woman's life better. And I'm happy to announce that on the show today, we have our friends, our guests on the program who have been coming together, collaboratively, in terms of empowering women to ensure that the causes of women is advanced, especially in Nigeria. It's a pleasure to welcome our guests on the program today. First, from the Elizabeth Jack Rich Aid Foundation, I'm happy to welcome Gift Arikwo to the program.
I'm happy to be here.
Hi, Gift. I'm happy to have you.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Thank
All right.
you.
How does it feel to be a woman?
Feels really good to be a woman. I'm so proud
Tell me about it. Yes. If I come to the world again, if there's anything like that, I'll also want to be a woman.
I definitely will.
Welcome again.
Thank you.
And of course, from the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund, it's a pleasure to welcome another woman. That's right, Mobola Akingbala to the program. Hi, Mobola.
Hi, it's good to be here.
Good to have you here. A beautiful looking woman like you. How does it feel?
Good, very good.
Very good.
Very good.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And of course, it can be balanced if you have just women. We must throw in a man, in the mix. So we have the center manager from the Honeytreat Trade Academy, Mr. Emmanuel Akiade, joining us as well on the program. Welcome, sir. To the show.
Thank you for having me.
Great to have you. How does it feel to be amongst women?
Well, now I'm very excited, and I want to appreciate the opportunity and to celebrate women all over the world. And happy celebration.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
All right. So on the program today, we'll be talking about empowering women through skills, because it has become really important for every single person to learn one type of skill or the other, because as we know, the way the world is going, a university degree alone just doesn't cut it these days. So also aligning with the International Women's Day commemoration, of course, we'll be talking how we can push women, into more technical, digital, fields, how they can acquire all these skills and actually make life better for them. So the way to start will be from the theme of this year's commemoration, which is Give to Gain. I'll be asking us to sort of like explain that, how it resonates with you. To you personally, what do you think that theme really means? And also, what do you think it means, in context of women empowerment? I'll start with your gift.
Thank you so much, Patience.
Welcome.
When I came across the theme Give to Gain, it resonated with me because, not just because I'm in the NGO field, but because it's a daily promise I make to myself.
Okay.
Personally, when I give my time, when I give my skills, when I give my resources to uplift another woman, it means I'm empowering that woman to become something. When I open the door for another woman to come into a platform, she's not moving through that door alone. We are doing it together. It means we win together. We achieve together. It's a collaborative effort. We are multiplying our results by working together to ensure that every woman is empowered. I am not the only light shining in this room. We have different lights shining. And the more we are, the brighter it gets. That's what it means to give to gain for me as a woman.
All right, thank you. That was really apt. All right, let me ask you, Mobola, what does that mean to you?
For me personally, it feels like it's a yin and yang, like give and then gain. So the more you give, the more you gain. So it's like an ever evolving thing that happens as you give and then you gain. The more you give,
it comes back to you.
Exactly, like it's like that. So for me, it's women like you said, women are multipliers. So the more you give, what you give, now you come back to you as what you gave, but it's come back as more things. So you're giving support, you're getting gratitude, you're getting joy, you're getting community. So you give and then you gain. So you gain more with women when you give. So give to gain. That's what I say.
Okay. All right. Let me ask you too, Mr. Emmanuel.
Okay.
All right. So that theme, give to gain, can mean so many things to different people. What does it mean to you?
Well, give to gain, to me, I will liken it to, when you lighten a candle, that single candle can go ahead and lighten the whole building, because through just single candle, you can generate so much light. So therefore, when you give support, when you give resources, when you give your time, when you give your energy, or whatever form of education, when you give such can go ahead and multiply due to so many things. So when you say you give to especially women now, you are giving so much, can go ahead to multiply to the community. You empower a woman, can go ahead to, and unlike every other, I appreciate men outside, but when you give a woman help, support, especially empowerment that generates income, such can go ahead and multiply into their children. The children can go ahead and become a nation. So that is to me.
Okay. Wow, good to know. Of course, women are multipliers. Of course, you give her a seed and it turns into a nation if you're not careful. All right, I'm happy about that. But then when we talk the word empowerment, especially where it relates to women, coming from the generation I'm coming from, what quickly comes to mind would be that you're giving a woman money. But we all know that all of that is shifting. Things are changing. Over the years, we have seen that empowerment goes beyond just giving someone money, especially women. And I do understand why, you can equate money with empowerment when it comes to women, because we know that poverty, bears the face of a woman. Okay, so, but then I would like to know since you are someone who have worked with a foundation that dealt with women, especially empowering them and all of that, when and how would you say all of that kind of mindset started to shift? Not for you, but especially for those who are on the receiving end, for them to understand that this goes beyond money. You know, becoming really empowered as a woman is beyond being given a few naira notes and all of that. When and how would you say that started to happen?
Thank you, Patience. So, drawing from my line of experience, when women come to you for support, at the initial stage, some would come because they need funds. But when you're able to interview and analyze their condition, you will know what exactly they need. And that gives you a preview into what you need to offer that will be lasting. It's not about giving somebody something today that won't be sustainable. We realize that sometimes it is just a platform I need to provide for you. It could just be a mentorship I need to provide for you. It could just be an opportunity I need to give to you. And funds comes in at some point. But when you understand the need of the person, you can offer the accurate desire they need to empower them beyond just funds. And then it shifts from just funds when they are able to understand that I don't just need this, because you have a conversation with them. I go into communities to execute programs. I do that beyond just going to say, I want to enforce a program. No, I go into a community, want to discuss with the people to know what exactly you need. What do you need? Do you need funds? Do you need resources? Do you need information? Do you need platforms? Do you need mentorship? And by your conversation with them, you're able to deduce exactly what they need. And so you start from that angle. If you're able to start from that angle, you realize that the woman comes out receiving that opportunity you've given to them, appreciating it more than the funds you've given
because
to them.
Sometimes they might not even know that it's not just money they need. They need, other things such as maybe the platform, the mentorship that you mentioned.
Yes. So it's very important that you start with the conversation. To know exactly what they are saying. They might be saying I need money, but you are saying that they need more than money.
More than that.
I mean, from our intervention programs, we've intervened, we've taken care of women who came in the need of, I need money to start up a business. But we realized that it's not just a business you need, it's a mentality shift that you needed. And we started from that to coach them. And by the time they were done with that program, they realized that what we were giving to them was far better than the money. By the time you introduce the money, they appreciate the money better.
And to go into better use. Because now they have the information.
Exactly. So that is very important. Never start by giving the money. Start by understanding what the person needs. And then give it from the
very valid point. Now, Obola, you are with the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund. How impactful has this trust fund really been, especially in terms of empowering women?
Oh, that's a good question, because we're very big on as a support arm of the government to see how the theme of what we do is two things. It's one, democratizing access to prosperity. How can we support you as a person living in Lagos State? So for women, it has been very good, because we have had, at the point of supporting, like Gish has said about not introducing finance first, we have said, fine, we have capacity to support you if what you need is finance. Women have been fantastic when it comes, because for us it's about introducing you affordable financing, not giving you grants per se, but giving you a loan. And women are fantastic when it comes to repayment. They're very prompt, they're very on time, they're very, they're, what do I need to do? They do it. We have our classes, our online master classes, they're very prompt, they attend, empowerment trainings, they're very, so it's if we've even had recently with our current partner, we try to test a new way to say, how do we introduce what support means to you. That support doesn't mean giving you a handout. It means telling you we are supporting you, and it doesn't come with a handout. It comes with, you need to pick up yourself. And amazingly, these women have said, I will do what needs to be done. I would show up. I would do the work, and they have been showing up very prompt, very honest. I mean, amazing.
So the zeal is there.
Yeah.
The zeal is there.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
So when the support comes,
Yes.
meets the preparedness of the
Yes.
person who's receiving it.
Exactly.
Then
And
of course
communicating
success
support,
stories.
yes.
Yes. But then I'll still stay on you for
Okay.
a bit, because I'm a woman and I do know that most times the intentions are good. But then the challenges that goes with being a woman, I have children, I have a husband, especially if you have a partner, a spouse who is not as supportive or as cooperative. I'm trying to look for very light words, but you know what I mean, to you as a woman, if they are not as supportive or, to you as a woman or to whatever causes you're pushing and all of that. Have you had instances where those kind of challenges come in? And do you prefer any kind of solution or help for those kind of women?
So the good thing about Lagos is that we have the reach. We know where we're going to. So we're constantly doing what we call grassroots engagement. So when we go to speak to people, we don't speak to just the people who want to benefit.
Okay.
We go community-wise, so to speak to who are those leaders to say, and of course, in many cases, the leaders, gatekeepers are both men and women. So of course, we're going to the Yaloja to say this is what we need to do. Also going to the association heads who may be male or female to say, these women need this kind of support. And they are happy, most times, they are happy to, to put. So what we do is, we don't go to say, we want to support women. We're saying we need to come work with us to help women. And we're having very, let's say, I won't say lucky, but we have been very, we've gotten good results where men say we're happy to collaborate with you to then support women. So, and there are many facets that we do that, from the financing to trainings to the hubs to vouchers. We have many other that we do that. So what's very key is meeting those who lead these communities to say this is a community thing together. So if we support women, the community will be better for it. So you need to approve, or you need to work with us to help women, and we have gotten good results.
Okay, so making use of already available
established system.
Yes. I think that works well, especially when you're targeting the grassroots.
Yes.
Okay, so Mr. Emmanuel, you're from the Honeytreat Trade Academy, and that is the hub of the acquisition of skills. So we're going to take a break, but when we come back, we'll be talking about why the Honeytreat Trade Academy is luring women into male-dominated career paths. We'll come back and we'll talk about that in a minute. Don't go away.
Beep, beep, beep. Beep, beep, beep.
Thanks for staying with us. It's still the Honeytreat Trade Academy podcast show, and we're still talking women empowerment, especially in commemoration of the 2026 edition of the International Women's Day. Yes, so back to you, Mr. Emmanuel. You're the center manager for the Honeytreat Trade Academy. I want to know, why is it important, for women to get into traditionally male-dominated fields, such as the the kind of skills that you offer,
Masonry,
like masonry, like carpentry, electrical wiring, plumbing, construction. That we know that it's men.
Yes.
It's men that eat and get bread and we're going and do those kind of work. But then, why are you trying to get women into these areas?
Thank you so much. Okay. By the way, if I may say, when anyone comes in, applies for learning a skill, what we see is an individual who is ready to go all the way. We don't just see whether a man or woman, because in the world of skill is, do you want to? And so we provide a platform for everybody. Now, to talk about women, one of the things we do at Honeytreat Trade Academy, especially in skill acquisition, is to provide support. Support in terms of mentorship, support in terms of training, because based on individuals, there are different requirements for individuals. Somebody who is like a SSC holder, the kind of support he will require is different from somebody who is just BSc.
Who has a university degree.
Yeah, so the level of understanding varies from person to person. So now to women, yes, for electrical wiring and solar installation, plumbing and pipe fitting, masonry, that is a bricklaying,
tiling,
joinery and furniture, carpentry, and some other ones in that field of construction. Yeah, but you agree with me, or maybe just to enlighten us, that there is a kind of skill gap, a kind of gap between those that are available now. If in Nigeria, for instance, we do source for all these artisans, some of them from Togo, from Benin Republic. That means that there are a lot of gaps that needs to be filled. So it doesn't matter who want to fill the gap now, we provide a platform to train. So women can fill the gap. In fact, there are a lot of gap bridges that are yet to be covered in terms of skill acquisition in Nigeria. So women are welcome, and we train them to any level of competency that they want.
Wow.
So that is because of a bridge in skill acquisition. So that is number two is this, empowering women in that space. In UK, for instance, now, a plumber, any of these artisans, maybe their work rate or work pay per hour is not less than £16 just per hour. So when an individual begins, and in Nigeria as well, artisans are more paid even than so-called civil servant of this, because they collect money per day, they are paid per day. So if you have an individual that work in that line, you discover that economically you are empowering women in that regard, who we in turn give to their children, to the community. So if what we are seeing in Honeytreat Trade Academy, that's why I said it's not just a woman, it's somebody who can give back to the society, and the society becomes multiplied like that. So that is why women or no women, they are welcome into the fold.
So I get what you're saying. The lacuna in this field, I've made it necessary, for whoever has the capacity, to step in and all right, whether you're male or female. But then, do you think that's a safe thing for women? You won't say something?
We had a visit to the Honeytreat some time ago, and it was a electrical class, and they asked the class what made you go into it, and a lady said it was electrical wiring. She said, I fell in love with electricity.
Wow,
it's amazing. that was what she said. She said, I fell in love with electricity, and we were like, oh, tell us more. She said, no, but the idea of knowing that connecting this wire does this wire, and that's something, and like she said, when you help a woman, when she says I need help, she's not speaking for herself alone. She comes, so when she spoke, explaining why she loved electricity, she was explaining how it boiled down to supporting a family. People are, your home is lighted, the sense of family togetherness, and like, it went far from the technicalities of wiring. It came down to the warmth of women and family and roles and society building, and it was very nice for how she was connecting what was technical to how nation building, to family building, to and that for me was very interesting. So more women in those fields means that there is an amalgamation of technical or hard to the soft to make a wholeness that is very
exactly
very interesting.
All right, so it's not about how tedious the job is, about how they find their expressions.
Exactly.
It's the passion
Yes,
that brings you to it. I mean, I happen to know a lady, a female electrical engineer, who graded best student of her set. Yeah, a construction company in Lagos.
Wow.
She works there currently, and she is like the go-to person when it comes to wiring the houses they build. I also know a lady in that same construction industry who does an amazing job with screeding. And you talk to her, she tells you, I don't find fun doing feminine things. This gives me joy. And she had single-handedly trained other young girls into that field. And she does an amazing job. When you enter a house she works on, you'll be like, who did this? It's a woman. I think we are going past the stage of saying stereotyping work jobs. Women can do anything. I mean, the owner of the foundation I work with owns companies in male-dominated industries, and she's doing an excellent job, not because she's a woman, but because she enjoys the fact that I want to go out there. I'm inquisitive enough to thrive in this field. I want to know what they are doing, and I want to do it better. And today she is the only female licensed person running an aviation industry in Nigeria. I mean, she's doing a great job. So I think we need to look beyond the stage of saying it's a male-dominated industry, it's a man's work. People are doing it. Do you have the heart for it? Do you find yourself doing it better? Please go into it.
I think, like she said, I would like to say this, that is gone are the days when some jobs, some skills are just for men. Like all these construction trade skills that we talk about, they believe that women are soft.
Exactly. The weaker vessel.
Weaker vessel. How would they be able to handle tools, equipment? How would they be able to understand the technicality of nailing wood to the wall or do this? How would they be able to join wire together? Understand the concept of the wiring of a house,
or mixing sand and cement,
and all this. So I think it's kind of mindset. We need to, number one, pass it to the women and show them example of people that have been doing it. Like in Honeytreat Trade Academy, we have examples of people.
Lots of them.
In fact, one of them now is one of our instructors.
Wow.
Into carpentry, a woman who is into carpentry, joinery and furniture, and she's doing fun. Sometimes when you want to engage her, she can tell you, I'm not available to come and train. There was a time like that in Ibadan, our branch in Ibadan, that it was this woman who want to engage and to come and train for us. Then she came in and I was like, she said, this is the amount I want to collect, and that is it. Because she's consulting even for your state government. So she's into painting and decoration, both interior and into that. So it's high time the women begins to understand first that it's just a matter of mindset. There is no technicality that they cannot understand. For instance, in Honeytreat, we start from zero. You don't need to be a science-oriented person before you understand electrical, before you understand any of this trade at all. So that is it. Now, for our men, I think, like I said earlier on, what is available is enough for everybody.
The sky is big enough for every bird to fly. That's good. And I'm happy to know that women are breaking the stereotypes, you know. It's just a very warm feeling inside of me, you know, that when you talk a woman, what comes to your mind readily is no longer the kitchen. Just the kitchen, because there was a time when it was just about food, cooking, having babies and all that. That's what a woman was good for. All right, so let me come to you, Gift, and ask you specifically, what kind of support really do you give to women in terms of empowering them, you know, in skills acquisition?
We're really strong on entrepreneurship skills. We want to see how you scale up with the little funds you've been given and make it bigger and make it better. That's what we do for women. And we don't just stop at women again. We go beyond the women. We look at their children.
Wow.
Yes. We look at women, the children, to say, you know what? Education is key. Let's empower you with education. And for that, we're looking at children beyond just the vulnerable communities. We go into orphanages. These ones do not have anybody.
Wow.
So we identify orphanages with number of children that need education. And we sponsor the education regularly. That's what we do.
Okay, nice to know. How come I didn't know about well done. All right, now to the government. Now, the funds from the trust fund is only available to Lagos State residents, right?
Yes.
Now, but do you know if this is replicated in other states? Because there are women in literally all the 36 states in Nigeria. So I'd like to know if they also have access to what the women in Lagos have access to.
So I'll answer the question like this. So we recently signed a partnership with the Nigerian Governors Forum.
Okay.
Where every state in Nigeria is able to replicate the LSETF structure.
Okay.
In every state, so that what speaks or what's a win that is scalable for you out of all what we do, because from financing to training, capacity building, support, we have all of that in different cadres. So finding what resonates with your state, what can get you results.
Okay.
We signed that partnership with them last year. So this year we're going to full scale to say every state in Nigeria is able to replicate the structure that we have. We work with them to say we establish that structure for you, to say how we can then support both men and women, of course, but women, yes.
Good. I'm happy to hear that. Yes, because that will mean inclusion of more women, you know, into that circle who are able to tap into that, you know, and improve their lives. All right. So far, I know you've done so many partnerships with the Honeytreat Trade Academy.
Yes.
Do you want to tell us about that relationship so far? Is it a ship that is sailing?
Very well. So we like that there's growth with the Honeytreat.
Okay.
So that for us is very big, because it means that as we expand, they are able to build capacity for what's possible, even with us as well. So for example, we say how much more can we support people, both men and women, apart from financing or training. We have hubs as well. Hub, think of like say a workspace, but for a business. So for example, I'm Mobola, I'm a woman, I'm a hairstylist. I can't afford rent. I can't afford to buy my hair dryer. You know, where can I walk into? So together, that collaboration, Lagos State Employment Trust Fund, finding partners like Honeytreat to say, we have a system. We collaborate with you to say, we work with you together. We build, we structure, we equip these places so that anybody like Mobola can walk in and say, between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. this spot is my salon. I can walk there, I can make money. So Honeytreat makes it very easy for us, as they're growing, to say we can collaborate on more things, as they're expanding those resources. Can I help us to be able to? So from financing, training, capacity building, having infrastructure, that's partnership is blooming.
Okay, I'm happy to hear that. All right, because what the three of you are doing actually is what's called division of labor. But then you all have essentially one goal, the same goal, which is let's empower women.
Exactly.
One person brings the money, the other person brings the structure, then the third person brings the information and everything, and all of that works together. It's good to know. What would you tell, or what would be your advice to that young girl, out there who is watching or listening to this podcast, is inspired by what we've talked about so far, but then is afraid to go into maybe learning a skill in the technical field? What would be your advice to such a girl?
Okay. One of those things I've learned over the years is that if your dream does not make you tremble, it means that it's not bigger than you. So it does not worth it. So that you are, number one, afraid of it, is saying that it's a viable, good dream. So go for it.
Okay.
Don't be afraid of anything. That's what we encourage. One of the things that she mentioned and they mentioned, women.
So far, I think this is to encourage all women out there. First of all, especially if you're one of those women who have not tapped into their potentials yet, just know that you are the only one stopping yourself. There are support systems. There are already things in place to help you. Don't be scared. There's nothing to be scared of. All right, just get started on that thing. Ask questions. Move, go to places, all right? Like the local government she mentioned, all right? A lot of people used to think that local governments, they are for politicians or whatever. That's not true. Every local government center is actually for you, the citizen. That's like the closest arm of government to you as a citizen. So you have questions bothering your mind, you need help, you need anything, walk into a local government, the one closest to you, ask questions, and I'm sure you get the kind of support that you need. I'd like to say a very, very big thank you to our friends who have come on the program today. All of us were working together, it's like a collaboration together. We're trying to empower women and also advance the cause of women through the acquisition of skills. And like I always say on this program, learn a skill. It has become mandatory for everyone to actually learn one kind of skill or the other in today's world. Many thanks to you, Gift Aripo. Thank you so much for coming on the program today. She's from the Elizabeth Jack Rich Aid Foundation. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Also from the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund, Mobola Akingbala. Thank you for coming on the show. It was nice having you. And of course, the man who's blessed amongst women is the center manager, Honeytreat Trade Academy, Akilo Center, Mr. Emmanuel Akiade. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
And I'd like to say thank you. Don't forget, this podcast is put together by the Honeytreat Trade Academy. And of course, we offer trainings for everyone who wants to learn a skill, be it in construction, be it in digital field or whatever technical skills you need. Just walk in. Our address and contact will be on the screen. Please come in. Just ask a question and you'll be directed to the right place. Thank you so much once again. We hope we see you next time. But from us to every woman out there, we say Happy International Women's Day. All right. It's cool to be a woman. See you next time. Bye-bye.